This is Fadi Jawdi. I'm the director of Mikano International Limited group of companies. First of all, we would like to welcome you here in your office, in our office, and we would like first of all again to congratulate you on your new program. It's a new program, right? Okay, and to congratulate the new winner, which is going to be in December. And I hope this program will continue for the future and we'll have more cars to give. Congratulations on advance.
Good evening. Welcome to The World Now at 4 on Hills TV. I am Udwak Daniel. First, let's talk the headlines. And on the headlines, 2022 budget proposal passes second reading. Still on the headlines, former Algerian president's brother jailed. Also on the headlines, travel frenzy as Singapore set to open borders. And on sport, UEFA announces bidding process for Euro 2028 hosts. And now the news in detail. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Ezra Yakusak as the new Executive Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Exports Promotion Council, that is the NEPC. According to a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the appointment is for an initial term of 4 years in accordance with the provision of Section 7, Subsection 1 of the NEPC Establishment Act 1987. The appointment is expected to take effect from November 27, 2021. Until his appointment, Yakusak, who holds a PhD in commercial law from the Ahmadu Bello University, was the Director of Policy and Strategic NEPC. He has also served as Secretary to the Governing Board of the Council. And now to matters concerning the 2022 budget. The 2022 budget proposal has passed the second reading in the Senate. The passage through the second reading reportedly follows a debate by federal legislators on the budget. It had been gathered that Nigeria's president had on Thursday last week presented a 16.39 trillion naira budget proposal for the 2022 fiscal year. Out of the total expenditure of 16.39 trillion naira proposed for the federal government in 2022, 768.28 trillion naira is for statutory transfers. 6.83 trillion naira is for non-debt recurrent costs and 4.11 trillion naira. During the debate, lawmakers note the budget's deficit in the 2022 appropriation bill and the proposed borrowing. Sparta Dayemi from Kogi State said if foreign loans are deployed for infrastructure development, wealth and job creation, then the borrowing should not be regarded as alarming. However, Betty Apiafa from Rivers debunks the argument that Nigeria is under-borrowing. She said Nigeria is one of the African countries with the highest debt-to-borrowing ratio. And now to EFCC matters right now. Let's have you know that Margaret Ekong, a witness in the trial of the former Director General of the Nigeria Maritime and Administration Agency, that would be NIMASA, Patrick Akpogbo-Lokemi, has testified before a federal high court sitting in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. She told Justice Ayokunle Faji on Tuesday that the defendant and his management team spent the agency's 18 million naira meant for intelligence gathering on massage chairs for themselves. Ekong further explained that she had supplied 3 chairs to Akpogbo-Lokemi and he took delivery of them. The witness also testified that the second defendant in the case, Bala Agaba, took 2 chairs as well. Agaba, who was at the NIMASA Directorate of Intelligence Gathering at the time, is serving a 7-year jail term in relation to another charge bordering on breach of trust. Led in evidence by the EFCC counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo, Ekong reiterated that she submitted 2 companies' names for the contract as requested by the then NIMASA management. And now let's have you know some COVID-19 updates right here in Nigeria. Nigeria has recorded 175 new cases of COVID-19 in 11 states, bringing the total to 208,153 in 36 states of the country, plus the FCT. According to the latest information released by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, that is the NCDC, FCT reported 73 cases, Lagos 34, Rivers 15, Gombe 13, Kano 10, Plateau 8, Katsina 6, Bauchi and Delta reported 5 cases each, Benue 4, and Nasarawa recorded 2 cases. Persons gathered to have had a discharge of it has been there, and then the total number of deaths is 2,756. So the number of active cases amounts to 9,596. When the news returns, news from other parts of Africa. Stay with us. You're watching The World Now at 4 on Hills TV. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The younger brother of the late Algerian President Abdelaziz Bouteflika has been sent to prison for 2 years for obstructing the course of justice. Said Bouteflika was sentenced alongside the former Justice Mr. Taye Lo and the businessman Ali Haddad. Lo will serve 6 years while Haddad will be in jail for 2 years. It was gathered that all 3 were detained after President Bouteflika was forced from office in 2019. The former president died last month, 8 years after suffering a debilitating stroke. French Defense Minister Florence Parly has identified a French soldier who died in an accident during a maintenance operation in Mali as Adrienne Colin. She disclosed this as she sent her condolences via her verified social media handle. Colin had previously served as a mobility mechanic during the operations in the Central African Republic, that is the CAR, and Ivory Coast. The 29-year-old was a seasoned technician with a good mastery of the vehicles he supported, according to a statement from the Defense Ministry. French forces have been hunting jihadist cells in the Sahel region for years. France is planning to withdraw more than 2,000 troops from Mali by early next year. We now move to other parts of the world after this break. Don't go away.
This is Fadi Jawdi. I'm the director of Mikano International Limited group of companies. First of all, we would like to welcome you here in your office, in our office, and we would like, first of all, again to congratulate you on your new program. It's a new program, right? Okay, and to congratulate the new winner, which is going to be in December. And I hope this program will continue for the future and we'll have more cars to give. Congratulations on advance.
Hills TV's The World Now at 4 is still on course. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Ireland's Deputy Prime Minister has warned governments doing trade deals with the UK that it is a nation that doesn't necessarily keep its word. Leo Varadkar made the comment after Dominic Cummings suggested the UK had always intended to tear up the Brexit deal it signed with the EU in 2019. Boris Johnson's ex-advisor said the plan had been to ditch the bits they didn't like after winning power. The government said the deal had not worked as intended and must be changed. And it accused the EU of failing to protect the Good Friday Peace Agreement in its implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol. Away from that, let's have you know that in Afghan G20 leaders have agreed to work together to avoid humanitarian disaster in Afghanistan as the EU pledged a €1 billion aid package and host Italy stressed the need to maintain contacts with the Taliban. As the Islamist group held its first face-to-face talks with a US-EU delegation in Qatar, US President Joe Biden, Turkey's Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and India's Narendra Modi joined a virtual summit on the looming economic and humanitarian crisis sparked by the Taliban's return to power. The European Union opened the talks by pledging €1 billion, that is equivalent to $1.2 billion, including money for urgent humanitarian needs and Afghanistan's neighbors who were taken in Afghans fleeing the Taliban. Draghi had reportedly been pushing for the Group of 20 meeting since the August takeover of Afghanistan by the Taliban, insisting debate over solutions must go beyond the usual club of Western allies. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin did not attend themselves. Instead, they sent representatives, but Draghi insisted they all agreed on the need to help more. And now to Singapore, where Singapore's borders have effectively been closed for 21 months. So news that the rules will finally be relaxed has sent residents rushing for a ticket out. From October 19, people will be able to travel freely from Singapore to a dozen countries around the world without quarantine and with fewer swab tests as long as they are vaccinated. By November 15, another 9 countries will be added to the list. The cabin fever was just driving us crazy. There's no demarcation between leisure and work here, Lo Ka Wei, a corporate communications executive, says. After the announcement, the demand for tickets was so great that travel websites crashed. The website of Singapore's Al Airlines went down over the weekend, causing a frenzy among eager travelers and leading one Reddit thread to pose the question, did we just collectively break SIA's website? Having no luck online, Lo and many others went the old-fashioned way, spending hours waiting in line outside a downtown airline office to book. And now to energy matters. Right there on business, the European Commission has announced a package of measures to alleviate an energy price surge that has sent bills skyrocketing across Europe. The approval of tax cuts and joint purchase of fuel by the EU members were among the proposals put forward. Energy prices have hit record highs for various reasons, including high demand for natural gas as economies recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. The European Commission has been under pressure to act on the price crunch, and the wholesale price of gas has increased by 250% since January, triggering a knock-on spike in cost of consumers and businesses. On Wednesday, the Commission's energy chief, Kadri Simpson, said the EU's executive was responding to calls for action by unveiling an energy price toolbox. More to come in sports with Daniel Abbasi. Stay with us.
Good evening and welcome to Sports News on World Now at 4. I am Daniel Abbasi. Starting off on the World Cup qualifiers where Portuguese forward Cristiano Ronaldo sent Luxembourg to the top of his hit list with 2 penalty kicks within 13 minutes and a goal to cap his hat-trick later on. The all-time men's international scoring king padded his total with 2 early strikes from the sport in a one-sided 5-0 World Cup win over Luxembourg on Tuesday. Before the goal, he capped the 30th career international. Technical issue. Thanks for staying with us. I'm still in the sport. Manchester United have announced that defender Rafa Varane would be out for a few months due to a groin injury. The French centre-back sustained the injury during the first half of the UEFA Nations League final, which France won 2-1 against Spain at the San Siro. Whilst giving an update of the player, Manchester United said the player has commenced rehabilitation at the club and would be out for a few weeks. The club also added that everyone at United wishes Rafa Varane a speedy recovery. The Frenchman is set to miss United away game at Leicester City on Sunday and may be likely miss a home Champions League against Atlanta and league features against Liverpool and Tottenham this month. And over now to UEFA, where UEFA opened the processes of finding a host for football's 2028 European Championships on Tuesday, with a final decision on who would be the host nation in September 2023. Nation football federations have until March 2022 to declare their interest, with joint applications welcome from neighboring countries. UEFA also stipulated that prospective candidates must possess a minimum of one stadium, preferably two stadiums, with at least 50,000 net ceiling capacity, with 7 more at around 30 to 40,000 capacity. The Euro 2028 competition is set to take place with a format of over 51 matches and 24 teams. That's sports news on World Now at 4. Back to Udwak Daniel for the rest of the news.
Welcome back from that tour, sports tour with Daniel Obasi right there. And now to the rest of the bulletin. The Rolling Stones have dropped Brown Sugar, one of their biggest hits from their U.S. tour. It follows an unease with the depiction of black women and references to slavery in the song, which reached #1 in the U.S. in 1971. The band's veteran guitarist Keith Richards confirmed the decision to LA Times, but said he was confused by people who wanted to bury the track. Didn't they understand this was a song about the horrors of slavery? He said. The 77-year-old musician concluded that he's hoping that we'll be able to resurrect the babe in her glory somewhere along the track. Singer and co-writer Sir Mick Jagger, meanwhile, told Paper the reason for not playing the song was that it was tough to compile a set list for stadium shows. We've played Brown Sugar every night since 1970, so sometimes you think we'll take that one out for now and see how it goes, he said. We might put it back in. Over the years, Brown Sugar has been the band's second most played song, living after Jumping Jack Flash, according to radio. The rock band last performed it in Miami, Florida in 2019, the final date of that leg of their North American tour, which resumed last month. And that's the World Now at 4. But before we go, another look at the headlines. We told you on the headlines the 2022 budget proposal passes second reading. We also told you former Algerian president's brother jailed. We brought to the fore the fact that travel frenzy as Singapore set to open borders. And on sport, UEFA announces bidding process for Euro 2028 hosts. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hills TV, Instagram at Hills TV. Our YouTube channel is Hills TV. I am Udwak Daniel. Thank you for watching.